Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most heartbreaking yet inspiring stories in modern manga and anime, the life of Naoki Azuma from TakopisOriginalSin. This isn't just a summary. This is a storytelling journey where I'll guide you through Naoki's childhood, his struggles, his choices, and the way a strange little alien changed everything. Content warning. This tale contains themes of bullying, neglect, violence, and death. Please watch with care. Alright, let's begin. Naoki Azuma is around 9 years old, a 4th grader, quiet and reserved. If you walked past him in the school hallway, you might notice the glasses, the neat posture, and the way he avoids making trouble. He's the kind of kid teachers love to rely on: smart, obedient, the one who always gets things right. His parents, especially his mother, expect nothing less than perfection. After all, Naoki's older brother Junya sets the standard, and Naoki is always compared to him. That constant comparison becomes the weight Naoki carries on his shoulders. Don't mess up, don't fall short, don't embarrass the family. It makes him careful, calculating, and lonely. At school, Naoki watches everything Shizuka, the quiet classmate who endures endless bullying, Marina, the loud and popular girl who hides her own wounds by hurting others. Naoki notices all of it, but he rarely steps in. He is the observer, the kid who swallows his emotions. And then, out of nowhere, happiness falls from the sky. Literally. Takopi, a round, squid-like creature from the Happy Planet, arrives on Earth. His mission? To spread joy. He carries with him a set of bizarre gadgets, happy tools, like cameras, bracelets, and even time rewind devices, all designed to fix sadness. The problem? Takopi doesn't understand human hearts. To him, pain should vanish with a gadget, sadness should disappear with a snap. But human trauma is messy. It doesn't just vanish. Takopi chooses Shizuka as the one he'll help. He sees her sorrow and decides, I'll make her happy. Naoki, at first, is simply a spectator to this new chaos. But little by little, Takopi's presence drags him into a world of choices far heavier than any child should face. Naoki isn't cruel, he isn't a bully, but he also isn't a savior. He's the kid who watches, who calculates silently, who tells himself, if I don't get involved, maybe things won't get worse. But Takopi disrupts that pattern. His attempts to cheer up Shizuka, giving her gadgets, rewinding time when things go wrong, only make the situation darker. Every action has ripples. Every reset of time leads to new mistakes, new pain. Naoki finds himself facing a truth no textbook prepared him for. Sometimes doing nothing is just as dangerous as doing the wrong thing. Through one tragic accident with Takopi's tools, Marina dies. A child, gone in an instant. The cheerful alien didn't mean it, but intent doesn't erase consequences. Naoki is there when the panic sets in. He's the good kid, the one who always does what's right. But faced with the horror of a body, with the fear of police, parents, shame, and punishment, Naoki makes a choice. He helps cover it up. He helps hide the truth. It's not because he's evil, it's because he's terrified, because for the first time the boy who always had the answers has no answer at all. And so Naoki, the observer, becomes part of the crime. He rewinds time. He tries to erase the tragedy, to find a version of events where nobody suffers, but each attempt ends in new pain, new scars. Naoki realizes something profound. Not every wound can be erased. Not every mistake can be undone. And sometimes, the harder you try to cover the pain, the deeper it cuts. This is where Naoki begins to grow. Slowly, painfully, he learns that Shizuka is more than a victim, that Marina was more than a bully, and that he himself is more than just the perfect student. He is a child with choices. Choices that matter. There comes a moment quiet, heavy, heartbreaking, when Naoki admits the truth to himself. I didn't want anyone to get hurt, but I was too afraid to stop it. I let fear decide for me, and in that fear, I lost who I was. It isn't a courtroom confession. It isn't shouted in front of classmates. It's a whisper of honesty, the kind that marks the beginning of growing up. For Naoki, it's the first time he steps out of his brother's shadow, out of his parents' expectations. For once, he admits his weakness, and in doing so, he finds strength. Takopi's final gift, Takopi, the alien who came to bring happiness, finally understands. His gadgets can't heal human hearts. The only way forward is sacrifice. And so Takopi resets the timeline one last time, giving up everything, his tools, his memories, perhaps even his own existence, to build a world where these children get a second chance. In this new timeline, Shizuka and Marina can face each other as humans, not as victim and bully. They have a chance at real friendship. And Naoki? For the first time, he breathes freely. He is no longer buried under the guilt of secrets or the crushing shadow of his family. He is simply Naoki, a boy who can make mistakes, learn, and still choose kindness. If we step back and look at his journey, Naoki's transformation is quiet but powerful. He begins as the silent kid in the corner, the one who sees everything but says nothing. He becomes the boy who makes a terrible choice, helping hide a tragedy out of fear. And finally, he becomes someone new, not perfect, not fearless, but present, willing to admit mistakes, willing to stand by his friends. Naoki Azuma shows us that being a hero doesn't always mean shouting or fighting. Sometimes it means saying softly, "I'm here. I thought if I was good enough, nothing bad would happen. I thought being perfect would keep me safe, but I was wrong." Being good doesn't mean you won't be scared. It means choosing the right thing even when you are. I made mistakes. I'll probably make more. But this time, I won't face them alone. I'll stand by my friends. I'll listen. And I'll keep moving forward, not perfect, just present. And that, my friends, was the story of Naoki Azuma, a boy who carried the weight of expectations, fear, and guilt, and learned that the real path forward isn't perfection, but honesty and presence. Naoki's journey reminds us that sometimes the bravest thing you can do isn't erasing your mistakes, but owning them and moving forward anyway. If this story touched your heart, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next deep dive into anime and manga. And tell me in the comments, what was the moment that made you feel closest to Naoki? I'll be reading them all. Until next time, take care and keep finding light in the darkest stories.